Hey everybody, how you doing? Mikey's back with another dip review. Today I'm going to be doing a quick comparison and a review. Um, Today, Kodiak Wintergreen pouches. I have a fresh can, very fresh can, and I have an old can. This one's about a year old. I got this in the discount bin at a tobacco shop over in Roseburg. And yes, I paid $4 for an old can. So I'm going to open them both. And we'll see what happens to pouches after a year in the can compared to fresh ones. One thing I am going to lay money on right now is there's going to be some corrosion on the inside of the lid. I've noticed with pouches, I've bought a couple of outdated pouches before, and because of the way the pouches sit in the pouches come in direct contact with the lid. And because of the alkalizers and salt and stuff they use in the tobacco, when it comes in direct contact, it reacts with the metal and there will be some signs of corrosion. Probably. Anyway, this is 100% U.S. tobacco made by the American Snuff Company. Sale to underage people is not allowed. It's 0.34 ounces. And there's probably 20 pouches in here. Oh no, it's probably 15. 20 pouches of snus. These are 15. Dip pouches are 15. Anyway, nothing on the back but the date code. And it does have a nice graphic on the front. Although I do kind of like the old school. They went back to the old school Kodiak, kind of the wood grain, or not really wood grain, but it's like a picture. The brown in the background is kind of like dip looking product with the bear and the mountain and all that stuff. Anyway, this is what it looked like a year ago. This is what it looked like today. So, same product, different can. Let me crack open the old one first and see if my suspicions are true. And this has got that plastic stuff on there that's a real pain in the butt to get open. So, let me use the old razor knife here without slicing my fingers open. A little bit extra where the band doubles over on itself. That should do the trick. Or not. Wow. They want you to work to get into these babies, don't they? Come on. Really? Wow. Okay, maybe these pouches are nice and moist on the inside because this can is a pain in the butt to get open. Really? Oh, there's an extra rim on this lid and I was cutting the wrong place. Bear with me for a moment. We're experiencing technical difficulties in the attic of my garage. There. Must be smarter than the can of dip. And shockingly, there is a touch of corrosion, but not much at all. Probably because they painted the lid. Ooh. That's what year-old pouches look like. Yeah, they still got moisture. Probably because of how well sealed this can was. Yeah, moisture content is still there. After a year, they're still moist. Now let me open up the new can the right way. Now that I've wasted 5 minutes trying to get open an old can, and I'm not paying. Okay, this one will go much easier. I probably don't even need my knife, but I have it out. Okay. New can. No paint on the lid. Just a little bit of smudge from the pouch. The aroma is pretty much the same as the old ones. These do have more moisture. So there's your comparison. Visually, anyway, look very similar to each other. Old, new. There's your new pouch. There's your old pouch. And just by feeling it, this one does have more moisture, but this one here still has quite a bit of moisture in it too. So I would have no problem dipping these whatsoever. The moisture content is just off just slightly. After a year of sitting there still, it was a well-sealed can. So yeah, but visually looking at them, this one does come across as a bit darker. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. But aroma-wise, they're identical. But for the sake of review purposes, I'm popping in a fresh one. Now, I know there's a lot of Kodiak fans out there. Kodiak for me is, that's okay. What gets me is the price. I can get the same flavor or better for half the price by going with Cougar. And Cougar is made by the same company. How they have a cheaper product with stronger wintergreen, I don't know why. But that's just the way they roll. So yeah, I'm gonna have no problem dipping this can of the old stuff. Moisture content on it is still remarkably good after a year. So $4 for this. Yeah, I'm going to dip this. But for the sake of review, right now, fresh stuff is in. So yeah, because of how well sealed Kodiak does their cans, it holds moisture pretty darn well. Shockingly well. Yeah, I'm going to have no problem dipping that old can. The moisture content is just slightly less than the fresh stuff. And when I say slightly, it's just slightly. Yeah, it's light and it's enough to where you can tell by the feel that this one does have more moisture than that one, but it's not like that one's bone dry. That one's still got plenty of moisture in it. No problem dipping it. Right now, the fresh one, Wintergreen. Kodiak Wintergreen. Kodiak seems to be light on the sweetness factor, at least in my tastes. It's more dark fire tobacco and wintergreen, and the flavor combo between the two is actually really nice. I do like Cougar does have a little bit of sweetness to it, where this does not. But this, well, the way they blend this, it allows the dark fire tobacco to shine through a bit more. Cougar, their bargain brand, is very strong wintergreen compared to this. It's actually a stronger wintergreen. So the dark fire tobacco has a bit more trouble shining through. But this one here, what Kodiak was going for was allow the tobacco a chance to shine through, and they did a pretty good job of it. Wintergreen, dark fire tobacco, very little sweetness, if any. They're just letting the natural flavors sing for themselves. This is one of the stronger nicotine dips that's out there. I don't know if it's the strongest anymore. People keep saying that Kodiak's the strongest there is. Um, Yet, honestly, I get more of a nicotine buzz off of Cougar than I do Kodiak. But that's just me. So, but yeah, this is pretty good. Like I said, it's got the nice wintergreen flavor. I can actually taste dark fire tobacco. It's, you know, the wintergreen's not so strong to where it just buries the tobacco. The tobacco actually comes over that wintergreen flavor, and it's quite pleasant. For a pouch, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I have limited experience with pouches. I've only done a few cans of pouches. Pouches do have their time and place. If you just don't like to mess with the loose tobacco, pouches are fine. If you're in a place where, you know, scooping out the old dip out of your lip might be considered socially unacceptable, pouches fit that bill quite nicely. You can easily get them out of your mouth and dispose of them somewhat discreetly. All in all, I like these. These are pretty good. And like I said, I'm going to have no problem dipping that old can. Um, these cans are sealed up well enough. Yeah, it preserved the freshness and the moisture content remarkably well. Um, it is a little bit drier than the fresh can, but if you were, unless you had two of them right next to each other, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. So the only way I can tell is I have a fresh can and an old can, and I have them right next to each other. And this one's K4, this one. Yeah, this was manufactured in January of 2024, so it was made a year ago this month. This is January 2025. So this is right at 1 year old. And this one was made in October of 2024. So there's a 10-month age difference between the two. And in that 10 months, unless you had them side by side, you would not be able to tell the difference. So, that being said, if you ever come across some old kayak in a discount bin, and a lot of shops tend to have a discount bin, not all of them advertise it. I discovered one over about a mile from where I work. I just asked him off the top of his hand, do you guys have like a discount bin for your expired dip? Oh, yeah. He reached under the counter, pulled out a cardboard box, and it was packed with expired dips. So, so yeah, if you're a bargain hunter and you don't mind buying expired dip, either to rehydrate it a little bit, or in this case, this kind of stuff, 10-month age difference between that and fresh, unless you had them right next to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell. So, there you go. Just a piece of advice. If you're on a budget, and you're budget hunting, ask your tobacco shop, do they have a discount bin? They may have one under the counter that they only bring out on request. They may have one over in the corner of the store. They may just throw it away or store it, and maybe their rep gives them credit. I don't know. It varies from store to store. In my area, since I manage a retail store, I can tell you, we are off the major interstate highway system. I-5 is the major interstate, runs north and south in Oregon. We're about an hour and a half off of that in the sticks. So we don't get many visits from company reps coming by to check out the stores. I have dozens of different vendors and stuff, products we carry in our store. I see 3 reps on a regular basis. And of those 3 reps, only one of them actually stops by more than once every 3 or 4 months. And that's because he's required to. He stops by about twice a month. And that's because he has to. Just because of the volume of product we turn over. The others, quarterly, maybe, well, actually one of them every 5-6 weeks. The other guy, about once every 3 or 4 months, he comes in. Once in a blue moon, I'll get a rep from another store, from another vendor. They're like, oh yeah, you guys sell like crazy. You're one of our best stores on the coast. Well, yeah, no, duh, I know that. I run one of the best hardware stores on the Oregon coast, okay? It's news to me. No news to me. I know that. I've worked my butt off for the last 6 years to make it that way. you guys sell like crazy. I'm going to come by every few weeks and make sure you're taken care of. And next time I see him 3 years later, and it's a completely different rep because that guy quit. So, yeah, that's what I run into. So, yeah, Kodiak, if you are looking for nice wintergreen flavor, not sweet, that allows the dark fire tobacco to shine through, has a decent nicotine hit, and you like wintergreen, Kodiak's great. My only beef with Kodiak is the price. It is by far the most expensive dip in my area. It's well north of $8 a can up in this area. So when I see something in a bargain bin for $4, yeah, I'll pick it up and try it. But yeah, most of it, I mean, my main store that I go to that's just a couple hundred yards away from my house, right next to the small highway that goes through town, they're $8.59, I think, $8.60-ish, and other places are $8.50. I found one place that's $8.40. Walmart, they're actually more expensive than the mini marts. I don't know why. But yeah. So yeah, if you're in the pouches and you like Kodiak wintergreen, it's definitely worth a shot. Great wintergreen flavor. Dark fire tobacco shines through. Nice nicotine hit. And if you happen to find a bargain bin and you get some that's a few months out of date, it's worth a shot. This can was sealed up so well, unless you had a new and an old one next to each other, you would not be able to tell the difference. And because this old style can had that coating, that black coating on the inside, there was no corrosion. I've opened up cans of, say, Copenhagen. I bought an old Copenhagen pouch can just to try it out. I pulled it open and there was corrosion all over that can where the pouches had come in contact. And just the alkaloids and stuff in the tobacco and stuff had begun to react with the aluminum in the can. Anyway, this has been Kodiak wintergreen pouches, both new and old. Be sure and check it out if you're a Kodiak wintergreen fan and you enjoy pouch versions. This is Mikey. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I'll catch you all later. I'm going to get some chores done while I'm enjoying the rest of this pouch. Catch you later. Bye.